We on? Hey, what's going on, party people? This is Lacebree here. Now, if this is your first time, welcome. It's definitely a pleasure having you in. I go by the name of Lacebree. I am a spiritual healer. And technically, as a spiritual healer, what I do is that I help people in becoming in alignment with the person that they are, right? And I help you to do so by understanding your emotional, patterns and blockages, but most importantly, how your emotionals or your emotions are being created, right? And then, along with that, I help you to understand your psychological conditioning. You know, um, a lot of it because you'd become the master of yourself. You have to be the one who is in control of your mind and emotions. So therefore, for you to become whole or healed or to become one balance, pretty much the idea of mind, body, and soul, it could be said in so many different ways, but it all comes down to this very thing, which is you being in alignment with the person that you are. It's your emotion and your intellectuals or your intellect, being in alignment. And now, how do you relate to everything else? Well, that is the universe. That's the cosmos. That's it's relative. You know. I'll leave that part on you. You know what I'm saying? You could, you put it how it fits in, pretty much. But anyway, that's pretty much what I do. Now, if you're coming back, you already know it's always a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? So you know what we do here. We break bread. It's always a holy communion. So, you know what I'm saying? Welcome back, motherfuckers. So, with that being said, now, especially if this is your first time, this is part of the routine. You're always going to get this work. This part of it, it's got to be done because it's important, especially if this is your first time, you know, um, hearing a spiritual healer and pretty much, trying to understand, not just, I just told you what is it that I do, but the tool that I use for me to do what I do is spirituality. And pretty much when we talk about spirituality, most people would tell you it's something that's outside of you, or if that's not the case, it's religion. It's being portrayed a certain way. But the one way this shit is not being portrayed or not even being seen is that it is actually your regular life. It is you. And, I know a lot of you don't believe me. I know you wouldn't even believe yourself when it comes to that. But think about it. Religion comes out of us. Everything that is being created, it takes not two. It's like it takes two, man. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? It takes two to tango, like they say. But this is a very deep metaphysical statement because what this is saying here, it isn't really cause and effect. It's like, in other words, that's like you saying nothing exists by itself. It takes two to tango. It takes two to do whatever the fuck it is. So nothing really exists by itself. But anyway, I think I'm getting way ahead of myself here. So, well, again, this is all part of spirituality too. Because now I'm giving you a broader perspective or understanding of what spirituality is. Because it's not about religion. It's not about a belief system. It's definitely not outside of you. It's part of your regular base. I mean, your regular fucking activities. So therefore, we're really talking about you. Because once you get to the nitty gritty of what spirituality is, or even the occult, for lack of better terms, it's simply giving you a deeper understanding of who you are. It's not giving you an understanding of something that you're not. In fact, it's looking to make that connection to help you to become aware of your situation. It's like, you know, the occult, the religion, it's pretty much telling you, hey, wake up, you are spirit. And the Kabbalion call it a living mind. Again, spirit. So when we're talking about spirituality, it's your regular thing. It's you waking up in the morning. It's you as a kid crawling, learning how to walk and falling. It's all of that shit. So much so, now the occult is telling you, hey, you went about this the wrong you went about this the wrong way. So now you gotta go back and heal your wounded child, meaning you didn't have any guidance, you didn't know how to take care of your emotion, then you learn how to suppress it out of fear, because that's what a lot of us do. That's why toxicity is based out of fear, out of separation. So now you had a bad fucking experience, and now you build a whole fucking world based on that. So you're truly weak. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why you have a culture now that don't even talk about love, man. Love makes you weak. Nah, that's because you've been hurt. Do you see what I'm saying? And furthermore, because this is going to be all about the conversation that I'm going to be talking about tonight. Again, I'm just getting way ahead of myself. Because I'm writing a portion where we're talking about spirituality, but again, I can't even help myself, because when we're talking about spirituality, it's pretty much, it embodies everything. Is everything you're doing. So spirituality is it's only giving you the spirit of who you are. It's the narrative. It's the story of who you are. So it's your history. It's the history of the spirit. You see, that's why I tell people, listen, man, like, even when you talk about the Bible, and I made a recording about that, it's more. It's like you gain nothing when Jesus is not part of your life. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you may like Michael Jordan, but if you really wanted to become like him, well, guess what, motherfucker? When you go to the court, you're going to put your tongue like, trying to do this. You know what I'm saying? Kobe Bryant. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's no way around. If you want to be anything, you got to become it. So talking about Jesus, talking about the Christ, there's no gain in it. And that's what the church does. That's why these motherfuckers had never really transformed. So they're not truly living. Because their spiritual life is about living. Like the Kabbalion says, and again, the spirit done took me back to the fucking Kabbalions, man. Niggas. When I say, oh shit, the Kabbalion tells you, come on, and this is when I realized, including myself, because I did that. I just went for the laws, and I didn't really study the background. Because the laws was just a representation of truly the person that you are. That's what the Kabbalion was trying to tell you. The mind is all. The all is you. See, now the Kabbalion pretty much is giving you tools on how to navigate this life, because they understand the law of correspondence, which tells you, if you don't know what's going on the outside, what's happening in the outside, that's what's happening on the outside. So for you to use this effectively, as the masters did, now you're using laws. Now you understand, let's just say hypothetically, all of your relationship been fucked up. The law of correspondence is telling you, motherfucker, listen, slow down. It's you, bitch. Now you need to find out what is it in you that's making you getting or being in those fucked up relationships. So that law of correspondence is there to help you to identify the shit that you don't know about. But the whole purpose of you identifying the shit you don't know about is so you to master it. So the true tools like the Kabbalion is for you to master this life. And as you master this life, of course, law of correspondence, you have also mastered within. Because now, like if we're talking about that law of attraction, of correspondence, now that you didn't know why the fuck this shit was happening to you, it allows you now to go in and fix it and do the work. What is it about me? Oh, I see what it is. Okay. And once you change that, watch how your reality change. That's why opposite does not attract. Now, they look opposite on the surface, but energetically, they are the same. Smoke my shit, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They are the same. So again, what we're really talking about here, it's your regular life. Do you see what I'm saying? The Kabbalion is telling you that all is mental, but before I even get to that, right, let's just talk about quantum physics, right? You know, quantum physics letting you know matter, as we all know it, which is those physical things, they are condensed energy. In other words, they telling you material is not material, dog. And that's what the Kabbalion, I don't know, man. Like, spirit been getting me, and I'm making the connection now. Because with all being mental, and with mythology, which is also mental, because now I'm telling you a narrative to wake you up. You know, because the whole purpose of mythology is for you to identify yourself with it. Because if you don't identify yourself with it, it means nothing. If you have a poster of motherfucking Muhammad Ali, then you're not doing that motherfucking footwork that this motherfucker used to do. You're not catching on to that energy. You know what I'm saying? Even fucking Eddie Murphy says, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people didn't know when he went into those movies, he was thinking about Bruce Lee, whatever the fuck his thing was. He was being that. Ironically, this nigga was being water. I see you swimming out there, Eddie. You know what I'm saying, you motherfucker. Utmost respecting. But anyway, let's get back to what we were talking about. Because what I'm truly trying to show you here is that, first of all, spirituality has to be materialized. Life is about living. You know what I'm saying? In the Kabbalion, they tell you, my God, there was so much wisdom in that shit. These niggas said some shit about our business as, I can't recall exactly what they were saying, but technically, this is what it means. Your business is not to understand existence, but it's for you to live it. So when you have your philosophers, when you have your European-based spirituality, these niggas are giving you some sort of existence. They dreaming. In the Kabbalion, they look at these niggas as dreamers. The one-sided motherfuckers. Meaning what you have, it's like you never seen, it's like when people truly get to understand the relationship between, you know, I mean, when people really, okay, all right, scratch that. This is what I'm saying. When people don't really fully understand what it's like, the collective understanding, they got to learn about individuality. That's all they talk about. Meaning, you will hear a lot of spiritual teachers will tell you, it's all about you. You have to know it for yourself. Now, this is true. That's why the Kabbalion calls it half truth. This is absolutely true. You got to know it for yourself. But ultimately, what you're really doing is, again, it's going to go back to what I was talking about before. Nothing exists by itself. That's why it's not all about you. It's about the community first. But now, for you to do your work for the community, you got to be yourself. Just like when you have a band that's playing, you know what I'm saying, the guitar got to do what the guitar does. The drummer got to do what the drummer does. Then when you put that shit together, nigga, but it doesn't start, no. The overall picture is the band. But how do you get there? Through your fucking individuality. So it's all about the community. But the way to go about the community, it's about yourself first. Not yourself and then fuck the community. No. It's the community. And then now you embrace yourself. In fact, if you don't embrace yourself, you have nothing to offer the community. And this could be seen in so many different layers. If you don't have a skill, you're not, you know what I'm saying? Like when you talk about the community, right? Or what the niggas are telling you, the popping and businesses, you know what I'm saying? All black on or whatever the fuck that shit is. Well, nigga, you gotta show up with your skills, man. You know what I'm saying? To keep this, you know what I'm saying, like this community going, you gotta be the best of you. And that's how you sustain this fucking community. Do you see what I'm saying? So my best work, you know what I'm saying, it's gotta be me being better for you, nigga. I'm doing this shit for you. Of course for me too. And don't get it fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't need your validation either now. But I'm doing it for you. You'll get it later. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's part of me redeeming myself. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, I don't need your validation, but I'm doing it for you. Whenever you catch it, whenever you know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby. You're welcome. You don't have to say thank you now. You're welcome. It's just that reward. It's like the reward is in the work itself. You know what I'm saying? But I also understand it's all about you. Which means it's all about me. Because there's no me without you. So nothing exists, you know what I'm saying, like, without anything else. Now, don't get this twisted. I'm not talking about cause and effect here. Because you need to have, like they say, you cannot have an effect without a cause. But what I'm talking about here, it's not that. It's similar to it, it's not that. For example, the masculine and the feminine energy, that way. The masculine don't exist without the feminine. The feminine don't exist without the masculine. And the masculine energy is not a cause of the feminine energy. And the feminine energy is not a cause of the masculine energy. So what I'm trying to say is, it's like, you know what I'm saying, we're talking about shit that complement each other. Well, that's what the whole having a perspective of the whole it's all about, having a bigger picture. You see how everything relates to one another. Do you see what I'm saying? Like when I tell niggas, like if it wasn't for poor people, rich people would have to eat their money. Do you see what I'm saying? This is not even about the money itself. If you got $1 million and all the stores are closed, what the fuck are you gonna do? Where are you gonna find something to eat? Do you understand what I'm saying? That's how we all need one another. Nothing exists by itself. The masculine and the feminine energy, they complement each other. That's why, as they say in the Kabbalion, gender has nothing to do with sex. In fact, these niggas are saying when you talk about sex, it is a manifestation of gender. Because the sex now could be what? Either masculine or feminine. So it is manifested in the physical as such. That's why in gay couple, you could see, regardless, lesbians, gays, whatever the fuck you want to call it, you're going to have a masculine energy, nigga. If for the bitches, you're going to have like a tomboy. For the other motherfuckers, then you're going to have, you know what I'm saying, your masculine gay guy. This is life. So the Kabbalion is pretty much giving you the laws of the universe. And that's what they say too. But I'm just trying to make you understand it. So now, because what I'm really going to be talking about tonight is, you know what I'm saying, like you being the alchemist, the transmutator, talking about transmutation. That's what the true spiritualists do. But most importantly, that is the key to self-awakening. By transmuting your energy. Because think about it. The motherfucker who's toxic, they don't know that they're fucking toxic. That's why Einstein had this thing when he told you can't solve the problem with the same mind that created the problem. So now within that same mind, you have to tap into the solution part of that same mind. That's why you are the answer to your problem. Then you approach it a certain way. I don't know, you may have to walk away. You may have to take a break. Take a deep breath. And then now you all of a sudden, you're looking at shit differently. That's why this shit had nothing to do with your academics, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? To all my scholars. You know what I'm saying? You can sound good all you want. That's why your book references sound good, though. Sounds good. This is the age of Aquarius. Niggas got information up their ass. Let's see who's conscious or not. Come on, man. Oh, shit is in front of you, nigga. This type of consciousness, man, like, this is for the living mind. Oh, shit, I got some shit to talk about. My nigga. What are we talking about? Feel me? You know, you always gotta do something for the ancestors, man. Them niggas fuck with me, man. I love them. I told you, I've been fucking with the ancestors all day today, man. Like, these niggas been coming through. You know what I'm saying? Love is love. You feel me? Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Let's slow it down. So, we technically talked about the definition of spirituality, although I didn't really, what I'm saying. Let's just get back to it. So now, technically, spirituality is simply the story of the spirit. Now, when we talk about spirit or even spirituality, it's nothing but your story. It's you having, in fact, when we talk about the occult, what the occult is truly doing is dealing with the hidden aspect of yourself that you're not aware of, and they're looking to bring that to your attention. That's how they say out of the darkness comes the light. So they're going into the darkness with the things that you do not see to make you see them, to make them conscious to you. In other words, nigga, oh shit, you got a subconscious mind. Oh shit, you got a conscious mind. And guess what, nigga? You can't even manifest. So all of these little things, again, it's to help you to get a broader consciousness, for you to become the Buddha-like or the Christ-like. Again, like. So talking about Jesus will not help you until you try to be like Jesus. Then now you start to transform. You know what I'm saying? Because you acting like this motherfucker, you talking like him. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if you have your, I don't know, your Muhammad Ali shit. If that nigga's your nigga, then you gonna talk shit like that nigga was talking shit. You trying to be like him? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? When niggas said, yo, such and such is my hero, then he try to talk like this nigga. You embodying that fucking energy. But by you doing so, guess what you do? You are transforming yourself. That's why the greatest story ever told, it's not necessarily the Bible that is bad, but it's your interpretation of it. Because the biggest thing that was done is that to get you to think there's something greater outside of you but you. Once that part was done, everything else become easy. Do you see what I'm saying? Everything else becomes easy. And that's also the reason why, even let's just say you said fuck Christianity, right? But then you still think there's something outside of you. No matter where you go, guess what you're going to be looking? You're going to look for that same type of structure. Meaning you had a pastor, you had somebody, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's what you're going to be looking for again. A nigga to follow. There's nothing wrong with that, I'm just saying. Tomatoes, tomatoes. We ain't judging on that side at all. You good, baby. You good money. All day, every day. But I want you to be aware of how, you know what I'm saying, of what you're doing out here. Come on, man. Hey, listen, man. Some of us are just walking around, you know what I'm saying, with your butt up your ass, nigga. Come on, man. No, I can't be staring at your ass like that, nigga. It's not a good sight. Not even for you. Fuck me. Nigga, I'm good. But anyway, you get the point of what I'm saying. The idea of what I'm saying here is that, you know what I'm saying, is to make you, again, to be conscious of the light. Because any spiritual guru or spiritual healer, you know what I'm saying, the idea is to wake you up. Well, waking you up from what? You know, so we're talking about, you know, having a more profound understanding of the person that you are. That's what the Christ is doing. That's what the Buddha is all about. And, you know, that's what I'm all about. But, now let's get into the transmutation shit. So now, just like everybody else, I realized I was looking at the Kabbalion and just looking at the laws, but not looking at, you know, how the laws really came about. In other words, that's what the whole idea of worshiping creature instead of the creator is when you're just looking at the form, but you're not looking at, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're looking at a book, but you're not looking at the fucking writer. You know what I'm saying? Like, to say this is a great book, not only that you have, it has to be, you know what I'm saying, you got to be I mean, shit, you got to relate to that shit. But also, it's you being in that writer's perspective, too. It's you really trying, like understanding or seeing it from his perspective. Then now you say, he give you something new. I got you. It's okay. Because you validated the book. How do I know what I'm talking about? Well, guess what? The same author may have another book. It's the same language. You do know how to read and write right, but yet you didn't get it. That's why you will always need a motherfucking master, nigga. You'll always be a guide. We all guides. We all guiding one another. Because somebody had to guide me for me to get in this position for me to guide other people. Again, it's all connected. Nothing exists by itself, nigga. Nothing exists by itself. Nothing exists by itself. Now, this is not motherfucking cause and effect. This is now where we're talking about, things that are complementing each other. The masculine energy and the feminine energy. Can you imagine now, due to ignorance, what this shit is being seen in our culture is the battle between the sexes. Meanwhile, they both need one another. Do you see what I'm saying? And those, because you didn't approach it spiritually, and like I said, even the motherfucking Kabbalion, I gotta listen, man. Shit. Niggas, I was getting so. Spirit's fucking with me. It's all good. It's all good, though. It's all good. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm talking about, like, the Kabbalion pretty much tells you everything. Do you see what I'm saying? But a lot of the teachers, they just talk about the laws, because the laws pretty much are teaching you how to navigate this life. And that's the purpose of it. But the true purpose of the Kabbalion is self-mastering. That's why they're giving you those tools for you to master yourself. As you're mastering this life, you are mastering yourself. Like, think about it. And that's why they also say there's nothing for you to think about. They say the greatest thing about hard working is not the results, but it's the person that you become. See, when you're working hard, there's a personality that you know what I'm saying, yeah, that's being built. A litter type, like there's a whole new person that's taking. Listen, you're creating a whole different monster here, man. Do you see what I'm saying? And well, that has to do with understanding, you know what I'm saying, transmutation. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the spiritual motherfucker do. So for you to understand, as the Kabbalion is talking about, listen, man, let me get my shit, niggas. Really? You're gonna do that right here, right now? That means I gotta fill this shit up. We got back up, nigga. Oh, we're gonna talk some shit now. So, Understand now the Kabbalion is giving you the tools how to navigate this life, but most importantly, it's giving you the tools to self-mastery. So when they talk about the law of correspondence, that is nothing but help you to understand the things that you don't see with this physical eyes. So it's bringing awareness to you. Like your relationship been all fucked up. Now what is fucked up about me? And we're not even talking about the law of manifestation here, because you are the law of manifestation. The problem with a lot of people, it's not that they don't know how to manifest. You've been manifesting. That's why even they call it a secret. They're saying it's not a secret, but let me tell you, it's not even what they're saying is not even a secret. These niggas are telling you the secret. A lot of great people know about it. Let me tell you, their secret is not even a secret, nigga. The only difference now comes in is that now you've been manifesting, and all of a sudden, you said you don't want to manifest the bullshit, you want to manifest the real shit. But the problem is, you have not become the real shit for you to manifest the real shit. Then now niggas are telling you, well, since you're not the real shit, you gotta walk like it. Let's align yourself with it. That's why they're telling you your emotions gotta come together with your motherfucking whatever the fuck. Seek the kingdom of God, nigga. Seek the motherfucking kingdom of God. This is small talk. Y'all talk about bosses, right? I'm trying to give you the game. Oh, it comes through the prices, nigga. Oh, you gonna pay. That's called transformation, transmutation. It means you not refuting this reality, but you embracing this reality. But you transform it. In the Kabbalion, they talk about using laws or higher law, or meaning higher understanding. I'll give you a perfect example. Pain. A lot of you motherfuckers don't know how to deal with pain. Y'all pussies. That's why we have a culture that is based on toxicity. Y'all pussies. Because of your pain, you chose to close yourself. Then now you're saying what love has to do with it. Can love pay your bills? Nah, you being pussy. That's because you're hurt, bitch. Or nigga, I'm addressing the culture itself. That's why you feel this way. That's why you don't talk. Love makes you weak. Meanwhile, that's because the bitch, if you saw that movie, she's saying love is weak, but there was a reason why. She was raped, and she gave away her baby daughter. Come on, the proof is in the pudding. And I'm not judging, baby. I'm just telling you what it is. I'm just a messenger here. So naturally, can you imagine? Think about this. That's why you have to learn how to deal with your pain. The masters, the niggas who know how to use transmutation, we know how to turn fucking trash into gold. We train, we know how to turn our pain into satisfaction. That's why the true masters know the remedy of the pain is in the pain. That's what it means to turn your other cheek, nigga. We ain't talking about no bullshit like being weak. Nah, turn the other cheek. Because when you suppress your emotion or you let the pain close you off, you didn't get the lesson. You are not growing. Can you imagine, let's just say, a baby who's crawling and was imagining every little step, of the motherfucker trying to walk, and every time the motherfucker falls, he don't want to get up again? This nigga will be crippled. That's what you do after you get hurt and you choose not to love again. You don't know how to love with a broken heart. The masters, we know how to transmute our emotions. In other words, we know how to change reality. The same reality that you're looking at, we know how to change it. But you can only do this by having a greater understanding. That's what the Kabbalah is telling you. They're using a higher law to substitute the lower law. Let's just say, if you got hurt, now you're going to use a higher law. Motherfucker, you learned. You were stupid. If a nigga played your ass, or you got played by, either or, it doesn't matter. It's not sexism. Sexism here. Either way. Because niggas do the same shit. Bitches do the same shit. After you got hurt, you're not willing to be open because now you don't want to be hurt again. That's how your pain determines your path or your destiny, so to speak. Because your destiny truly is greater than that. But when you can't bypass that energy, meaning you're not able to transmute it because you don't have a greater understanding, the whole idea of healing the wounded child is having a greater understanding. Now you can deal with those energies. So the pain is not going to go away. You know how to deal with it better. Now you're having a healthy relationship with it. It's not that you don't feel the pain. Now you're not being triggered. You have acknowledged it, niggas. The talk is different, man. And that Valiant is talking about all that shit. Yo, the spirit took me back. These niggas are talking about the all. And they're all breaking down matter. They are saying, just like I always tell motherfuckers, right? So what you're seeing truly, let's get back to the battle between the sexes. It's truly a toxic masculinity type of shit. Because the problem is, truly with women, it ain't really, the women shit that these motherfuckers are really mad about. It's the validation. That's why they acting like niggas. It's because in our society, we don't value a bitch that stay home and nurture their fucking kids who raise a family. There you have it, nigga. I said it. That's what these bitches are really mad about. But, you know what I'm saying, they don't know how to speak properly. You know what I'm saying? Because they have refute their fucking emotion. And me, nigga, I'm shit. I'm swimming out here. You feel me, nigga? Nigga, what? Nigga, shit. I'm currently working on literally sucking my dick. But yeah, I mean, it's a process. You know what I'm saying? That's my accomplishment, to do that physically. Then I'm good. But truly, the bottom line, the underlying message of what I'm truly saying here is revealing the connection that I have with myself. Not just myself, but with the self. That union, that living mind, that Christ consciousness. That's truly what I'm talking about here, baby. You know what I'm saying? I apologize. I lied to you. I did lie to you, nigga. I lied to you. It happens. It happens. It happens. You thought it was, nah, nigga. This is what it is. I lied. Okay. So let's talk about it. So to be able to change your state of mind. Because think about it. Someone who's toxic, they don't know that they're toxic. Do you see what I'm saying? And let's just say you have a master's degree and you don't know that you're toxic. That's why in the Bible, Jesus was saying, yo, like that shit means nothing. And you know it too. The bitch will tell you I'm a PhD and all that shit. And then let's just say in life, this bitch is stupid. Come on, man. That's why we have this conversation, man. Hey, man, school don't make you smart, bro. We be having that type of conversation. That's why we're saying, niggas, you gotta have, you know what I'm saying? But again, I'm just showing you beat and pieces of what we know. Well, the fact that I deal with the occult, I'm letting you, I could see your cycle. Your cycle and your cycle too. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line, I mean, all again, it all stems from you being spirit. You know, well, that was a long way to talk about that. I think I had already you know what I'm saying, skipped that part. But it's all connected. You know what I'm saying? To be able to be a transmutator or to transmute that type of fucking energy, that's the aha moment. That's when you have changed your perspective. And that's where you need to go to attain that Christ consciousness. That is true fucking enlightenment. You want to have life knowledge. You want to graduate from life. You got to get your graduation in life, baby. That degree means nothing if you're not doing it correctly in life. And that's what I'm really talking about here. Why? Again, because knowledge has to be the living mind, the practicality in everything. Life has to be lived. In one way or another, even if you're not living it, it's being done. It's being done to you one way or another. It's either you go with the flow or you acknowledge the divine and then you go with the flow, because either way, you're going to have to go with the flow. We came down here for a mission. I'm just following my mission, baby. Now, I have agreed to it already. Well, shit, nigga. That's it. I'm water, nigga. Regardless of when I take the, hey, listen, I have to surrender to the divine. That's the only way to go. I ain't stupid. You think I was stupid? Thought I was just out here shaking my ass, huh? Nah, I ain't stupid. Come on now, man. It doesn't make any sense. What are we doing? I gotta be all about the divine, man. You know what I'm saying? But again, let's circle back, right? So we were talking about understanding, even when we talk about what was that example I was talking about? Because I was talking about some shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, these Haitian niggas be wildin'. Now, but anyway, so let's go back to, because the Kabbalion, man, the spirit's been taking me back to that shit. Nigga. A lot of people, again, and including myself, I kind of went with just talking about the laws because I didn't see the bigger picture. You see what I'm saying? You'll see people who are talking about the law, but not so much of why are we talking about these laws or what make them laws. That's why the all comes in. The all is mental. Those laws are just a derivative of that true reality. They are help to help you to realize who the fuck you are. So to a certain point, it's just for you to acknowledge them and for you, you know what I'm saying, to act accordingly, nigga. That's why the words always gotta be made flesh. Your superhero, like my son, he loves science, and the nigga like, you know what I'm saying? That's my nigga though. Love you, King. Spider-Man, that's his nigga. He'll dress up like him, do all that shit. Why are you not doing that with Jesus, nigga? I'm just saying. That's why you could talk a good game. It comes down to living. This life is about living, nigga. The words got to be made flesh. You got to materialize your spirituality. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying, you're dreaming. You're sleepwalking. And that's exactly what the Kabbalion calls it too. Y'all got to check out the Kabbalion, man. Like, I went back because the spirit been, it's like they took me step by step. They got me into mythology. And now I'm connecting the dots with motherfucking the Kabbalion. And these niggas got me into I Ching or I Ching. Oh my God. Game over. Like, and the Kabbalion talks about that shit too. But there's layers in it though. You're gonna miss all that shit. The way these niggas break down fucking matter is everything I've been talking about. Obviously, they're not talking about the illusion part of it, but the Mayan call it the illusion. They telling you, even modern science is telling you matter doesn't matter. It's all energy. So there are a lot of people now, that's why energy has this neutral stand. But ultimately, when you're talking about spirit or whatever the fuck you're talking about, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about energy. And the Kabbalion tells you, you know what I'm saying, that's the living mind. You know, because they embrace matter. Only when you embrace matter, then matter doesn't matter. That's why when we talk about, I was talking about the toxic masculinity, you know what I'm saying? Because when the true masculinity, you know you condition one another. We all need one another, baby. You see the discussion niggas are worried about, okay, I got the seed, and then nigga, you carry the seed. Now the bitch saying, I gave life. This nigga saying, that's what you're saying. But no matter what you're giving, no matter what you're doing, can you do it without the seed? And can the seed, now by itself, not having the woman? They complement each other. Why is there a battle between the sexes? It's clouts. I ain't gonna be part of that shit. That's a circus. I'm watching those niggas like, this is a circus. I'm saying, I don't know what true knowledge can actually come out of that when you're in it. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying, like the wise men don't argue with a fool. Because you wouldn't know what the difference is. If I'm arguing with a fool, man, like, what the difference between me and a fucking fool? What is there for me to talk to you about, nigga? you talking about, nigga? But me telling you, you got it. Well, you know what? You got it. I'll let you know you got it. And that's my part of the speech. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? My stupid. So again, when it comes down to not just spirituality, but being able to transmute anything, having a positive outlook on things is different than a toxic perspective of things. Like, that toxic masculinity is toxic. Just like you have your toxic positivity too. You know what I'm saying? Niggas were telling you life is all great, it's all good. Now, I'm not saying no. What I'm saying is, if you're saying life is all great and positive, but you don't acknowledge the negativity, you're dreaming. You become one-sided because now, in other words, that's a nigga who's talking about spirituality but doesn't embrace his physicality. That's what the Kabbalion calls these niggas have half knowledge, half wisdom. And if you have half, you don't see the full picture, obviously, because you don't deal with the body. In other words, you're saying fuck humanity. All right, you see shit in half, nigga. It's that simple. I don't even have to. I mean, shit. I could get fancy, obviously. It's not needed. If you can't catch this, well, I mean, it's not needed. This is for the livings. The niggas, the transmutators. The niggas who know how to transmute emotion. The true alchemist. We change it by using higher laws. Again, this is what this all Kabbalion niggas, all Kabbalions. And of course I understand it. So, you know what I'm saying? It's all me too. It can't be the Kabbalion without me. That's why niggas only talk about, just the laws, but they're not talking about this shit. You know what I'm saying? The transmutations. They're not addressing, because the Kabbalion talks about that. The material, they talk about how the modern, scientists is telling you material is not even material. So are we saying this to say the material does not exist? No. That's not what we're saying. We're talking about, like they say in the Kabbalion, again, absolute and relative. Absolute meaning the visible, the non-visible. Relative now is meaning how the relatives, how the physical intertwine with the non-physical. Isn't that what we're doing when we say, nigga, you got your physical mind, then you being triggered, the non-physical aspect of you, and this is how it relates to your physical. Now, when you hear certain shit, you start going crazy. You know what I'm saying? You're being triggered. Then now you have your shadow self. That's what the occult is telling you, my nigga. This is your life. Your everyday life, nigga. Never mind me. I'm just doing my work. Hey, I'm just working, man. I'm just working. Never mind me, good looking. I'm just doing God's work. And everybody's doing God's work too. We all do it in different levels. Well, those who know will know. That's how it goes. But anyway, so now I was also touching on, a society now that has not embraced pain. That's important to talk about. Because your problem is you don't understand, like, you know what I'm saying, you have not transmuted your pain. Instead of being in control of your pain, now your pain had mastered you. And that is the foundation of a motherfucking, that's how the monsters took over yourself. Now that's how, niggas would tell you gotta slay your dragon. And that dragon is nothing but your shadow self, because you allow fear to take over your life. And then Horus, which is your conscious mind, which is in the middle of that, I mean, you're fucking around. You're tripping. Like over here, Horus over here, you know what I'm saying? Shit, nigga. Again, this is your story. Learn how to love with a broken heart. To stay open. But for you to do that, you gotta learn how to develop something called a positive outview or outlook on things. That's what makes you positive. A true positive person is a person that has a positive view of things. Edison, nigga said, yo, man, you felt like 100, like whatever the fuck, how many times that nigga felt. Nigga said, nah, I didn't fail, nigga. That nigga would turn his other cheek. He was approaching life as an alchemist, nigga. He understood you can either win or you learn. Now, this is for the grown-ups now. At some point, I had to change, what I'm saying, diapers over here. Can't be changing diapers forever, nigga. But anyway, that's what this motherfucker was talking about. I gotta let that shit marinate, nigga. Right? So now, the way to transmute your pain, you have to see the lesson in your experiences. That's what the true spiritual masters do. That's how they transmute their reality. They see the lesson. All right, I didn't get the response of what I was looking for, but I learned how not to do it. How do I discredit my learning over my pain? That's truly what the question comes down to. You have discredited, or you're not even looking at the lesson in your pain. You are, due to your fear, you only, what I'm saying, you become, you just hold on to your motherfucking fear. Not the lesson. You didn't get the message. That's what makes you cripple. You see what I'm saying? Like, if my son, at the time he was learning how to walk, or my daughter, these niggas were crawling and then they didn't want to get up anymore, guess what? They wouldn't be walking today. So learning how to work with your pain is understand that your pain is only there to make you better, baby. You know what I'm saying? You're just growing muscles, man. When we go to the gym, and a lot of motherfuckers talking about the gym, are we not happy or niggas satisfied by lifting the highest weight? That's how you got to approach life, baby. I'm giving you the secret of how I look good, nigga. But you can't touch it, though. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit's got to be living. And if you're not living it, you could criticize it. But when you're living it, you can't touch it. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm styling out here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like you can't catch me, motherfucker. Catch me if you can. You know what I'm saying? Catch me if you can, nigga. You're gonna see this is a whole maze around you, nigga. Yes. I'll write circles around you motherfuckers. And I'm just telling you the truth. That's why the truth speaks for itself. If you're true to yourself, you ain't got to lie to nobody. But when you're lying, you don't remember the truth. You don't know what you got to say. You're telling on yourself. You're doing all that bullshit. You're not in alignment. You're playing yourself. Wow. Why do you play yourself like that? And it shows. You know what I'm saying? You're never going to catch me slipping, nigga. Like my man Wyclef said it best. Play celebrity, you'll be R.I.P. You stay true to your motherfucking self, nigga. You trying to please the Joneses? You let me know how that worked out for you. Come on, man. I stand in my light. The whole transmutation, the alchemist, learning how to transmute or change, having that capability of changing your environment, that's truly what manifestation is all about. A lot of times, people talk about manifestation only in terms of visualizing shit. But you are truly manifesting your life with your attitude. How you feel about yourself. How confident you are. That's why when you seek the kingdom of God, everything will be given. Now you're moving differently. Because remember, you don't have a manifestation problem. You were manifesting just right, nigga. But that's where you were with it. Now the problem is, now with these motherfuckers, now they fucking you up. That's how they hustling you. They give you something that you know is true. You know it's true. The Matrix, the first Matrix was the same shit. Everybody went for it because you already know something. With the second Matrix, it was not what you were looking for, then fuck it. And I'm going to tell you right now, the second Matrix is the badass one, nigga. You get the second one, nigga, And you cannot get the third one until you get the second one. Then it's going to be all religious to you, all of that. I mean, it's all of that too. We're just speaking in different layers here. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's not about how much you see, but how are you looking at it? The quality. Do you see what I'm saying? You can have 20,000 books, but sometimes all you need is one or maybe two or three. And I'm not speaking from the Bible perspective like you just need the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying like, you know what I'm saying? It's always been quality, nigga. Like I always tell motherfuckers, I'm from Haiti, nigga. Like 20 mangoes means nothing if it's not ripe, nigga. You can't eat it. But one ripe mango, yeah, that's everything right there. If you got 5, nigga, it's only getting better. 4 or 5 ripe ones, nigga, you good. Come on, nigga. Shit, you know what I'm saying? You Bruno Marses out here. But anyway, let us circle back to what we were talking about. Because again, the underlying message of what I really want to talk about, which is not just revealing the true nature of spirituality, but also showing you, well, which is us being spirit, because that's it. But for you to become or to be able to transmute anything, that is the key to your consciousness. That's when the Kabbalion now is using motherfucking the law of correspondence to help you to balance within. That's when they also tell you about the law of rhythm. They telling you all about this shit, the fucking gender, but ultimately, it all comes down to you. So what these niggas did, the three initiates, you know what I'm saying? They as yeah. I don't know if it was even that. That could be just a message in itself. You know, if you want to get into the mystery of numbers, the threes and all shit, you want to get all fucking intellectual and dramatic, have at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you tools. Do your work, nigga. But ultimately, but at the end of the day, though, it has to come to self-transformation. That's why, you know what I'm saying, when we talk about, even they talk about the law of paradox or the principle of paradox. That's when opposite comes together, which is a big part of the law of polarity. They telling you about the all. Like, there was a brother, you know what I'm saying, it's so unfortunate. I was listening to this brother speaking. Now, he was breaking down how, well, let's just say, I'm a father, I'm a son. Now, which part of these things am I really? So I don't exist. I'm like, yeah, that's dope. That's it? How about the other side of it? Which is you being a son, a father, and all of it. That's why when we talk about the spirit, it is the beginning and the end. See, if you don't see it that way, you only see it one-sided. That's when you get into the whole Jim Carrey type of philosophy. You don't exist. Then you're saying fuck ego, but you don't even know what the fuck the ego is. Because now you are just one-sided. Isn't it possible all these things that you are not because you can't take, because you are all of them? Maybe you could be all of it too. Well, that's the Alpha and the Omega. That's the beginning and the end. That's the paradox. That's those two poles coming together. The law of polarity. It's really talking about oneness. So again, this is related also to the law of correspondence. So if you're having a fucked up relationship, that's something in you, nigga. We're not here to, you know what I'm saying, you're not in trial, nigga. Not in trial. This is for educational purposes, showing you that the Kabbalion is all about self-mastery by helping you to master this life. And you cannot master this life if you only accept half of what this life is. Because the whole European perspective when it comes to spirituality is pretty much that you have to transcend your humanity to get to your spirituality. That's what they're trying to show you, and that's not the case at all. That's the half-sided. That's them falling short. But they sound good, though. It sounds great. In fact, I was almost convinced. I was almost convinced until you're like, no, man. Again, I want to touch on, you know what I'm saying, the true fucking essence of the whole feminist movement. All of that is really out of a toxic masculinity. So a lot of these bitches, man, they're not being recognized for what they do. That's really what it is. So I'm going to be like a motherfucking man. Because if this is a man's world, the men are being acknowledged. That's why they're saying, well, nigga, I got a degree too. Come on, man. They growing a dick just like you. Because, hey, you didn't do it right. Well, not that you didn't do it right, you per se. You know, society you live in. That's how a lot of us, we are colonized. Do you see what I'm saying? Then you have niggas in Haiti, like niggas such as myself. I had to learn, like, these niggas make me speak their language, speak French and everything. You know what I'm saying? But I was also a rebel. You know what I'm saying? I gotta hit you with that Creole, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And not even necessarily being a rebel is as part of our nature. That's why you will see even the Jamaican, any language that was given to a black, to niggas in general, all over the world, we tweak that shit. Now they trying to fuck your mind up to say that you always. Why is it it's always us that speak slangs? There's no such thing as speaking slangs. You speak how you. That's why you gotta understand language, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Language is nothing. That's when we talk about culture, but a representation of a certain state of mind. Like all dirty bastards already told you, nigga, we God, so we move a certain way, we think a certain way, and it reflects in our language. Who shorty was bad? We have polarity in our language. Know who you is, nigga. You be all right. Talk your slang, nigga. All day, every day. You hear me? All day, every day. You see what I'm saying? Has nothing to do. I mean, it comes with a state of mind. That's why the state of mind, the logical state of mind that you see in European languages, when they tell you, how can you say something is good when it's bad? Because that's not the way they perceive it in their world. It's a linear thinking. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you all over the place, nigga. You're like, man, fuck this shit. Something good could be bad and something bad could be good, nigga. And guess what, motherfucker? You are right. And that's what pretty much the law of transmutation is all about. We are able to transmute something good into something fucking, we turn trash, we turn water into wine. Now, you may have a bad experience. Guess what? When you know that you learn from it, nigga, you could build, like people always tell you, they learn more from the failure because there's no such thing as failure. You say, what I mean? Like they're saying they're learning more that makes them better than their fucking win. Is it, come on, this is facts, nigga. This is also showing you the relative side of good and bad. They gotta come together. Even your haters, like I told you, they love you, nigga. That's why they hate you. Why do you think their haters love you, nigga? No, man. They hate you because they love you. I know, like, I don't want that type of love, but I mean, okay, it is what it is. But I get it. They show their love in a weird way. Oh, that was weird. How did you do that? Like, what? You meant to love me and you did what? Wow, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? Because they are struggling with their emotions. Their emotions now, this is their monsters. They are struggling with their monsters. But for us, the light workers, you know what I'm saying, the transmutators who understand how to transmute that, we work it, we understand the pain of, the remedy of the pain is in the pain. So we embrace the pain. Just like when you go into your gym, you wanna, you know what I'm saying? That's how I be looking at life, nigga. I mean, what's the next thing, baby? I'm growing muscle out here. You know but you didn't know that, though. Mm-hmm. Now, does that mean you're just going to embrace it? Nah, nigga, shit. Nigga. But you're looking at the lesson. You think the nigga that tried that shit, Edison, right? Whatever the fuck. He did it like for 300 and whatever the fuck time. Nigga said, nah, man. I was learning 300 times not to do it that way. And nigga, You don't know until you try, right? So this nigga, you can imagine the knowledge that he got, but most importantly, he truly see it for what it was. That's why he was not disappointed about it. These niggas tapped into a whole different frequency. And that's the God frequency. That's how you become the transmutator. That's how you change your fucking reality. It's the same reality. Because this is what you got to understand. The reality, what you're looking at is not going to change. What's going to change is relative. Your interaction with it. Do you see what I'm saying? It's all about your relationship with it. So now the more you learn how to, you know what I'm saying, that's how you surrender to the divine. Now you understand there's a connection with you and the fucking physical. Father and mother nature. You learn from both sides. You embrace both sides. Well, guess what? That's your masculinity and your femininity. They don't exist without, you know what I'm saying, one without the other. We're not talking about cause and effect, but they complement each other. Just like somebody who's hating on you, they got to have some amount of love, bro. So gender, it's all around you, just like the Kabbalion tells you that shit. That's why even when the spirit took me, I'm like, yo, first of all, now I realize why. Because I've been talking about it, but I didn't use the Kabbalion language to actually display it. Because all the ancestors been telling us is all ma'at. It's all African spirituality, meaning it's all balance. It's all the physical and the physical together. That's what the Kabbalion calls it, the all, the living mind. Is in everything and is in nothing. Again, it's also a depiction of you as the son who's now relating to the father. That's what this shit is all about, man. So that's way before even the Kabbalion delve into those different principles. It's already giving you the background, the foundation of what this is about. See, a lot of niggas, they skim through the motherfucking Kabbalion. They get to the motherfucking laws. But all these laws is bringing you inside. For you to be the knower, the master, be conscious. Excuse me. Okay. That was a long one. For you to be the master, man. But how do you master anything if you're looking at it from a half wisdom perspective, or from being one-sided? You don't see the bigger picture. That's how you think the ascended masters, they're not concerned about Earth, bro. No, man, I'm a traveler, nigga. Can you imagine a traveler saying, fuck Earth, man? Nigga, you traveling? What you doing? You know what I'm saying? You're like, whoa, player, what you doing here, man? You traveling? Or is it the fucking illusion? You're living in your mind. See, a lot of that European perspective is spirituality in the mind, whereas spirituality's got to be lived. It's got to. If it's not in your life, nigga, what are you talking about? It doesn't relate to you. True knowledge, you have to interact with it. In other words, it has to be made flesh. You have to practice it, man. I mean, you're learning how to count. So now when I give you $10, you don't know, okay, this is $5 I'm giving you back, I'm keeping 5. Or, what the fuck? These knowledge is for you to use, right? As a kid, you could count from 1 to 10. Now, nigga, you got $10. How do you use that? Then you're gonna have your addition, your subtraction tables, and all that shit. But how do you apply that shit in your life? The words got to be made flesh. Knowledge has to turn into wisdom. If not, man, I mean, how do you become awake? How do you become conscious? See, you can't neglect the other side of you. That's why it's important for you to embrace it all. And that's what the Kabbalion is also talking about. And the mental transmutator, I don't think they use that word. I think they use transmutation. Is to have that capability to change your environment. Why? Because it's all mental. Well, when they're talking about all being mental too, it's everything. It's even the shit, not just an idea before it became material, but it's the idea before it became material, as it become material, and as everything else. Because it's just a manifestation of what you already have in your mind. So how is that not, do you see what I'm saying? How is it not valuable? You know what I'm saying? In fact, your awakening, you got to raise your kundalini. Isn't that in your body? What body is that? Oh, the physical body. Oh, okay. Your spirituality is your fucking humanity, nigga. Dream if you want. I'm living out here. You know what I'm saying? We're doers on this side. That wounded child you gotta heal is in this reality. That's how you raising your frequency. That's how you get your heart to be as light as as a feather. And when they talk about the whole Anubis scenario, that's how he holds the different portals too. That's what Anubis truly is. For you to get to the higher level, you gotta weigh your heart. That's how you transmute that shit. That's what this shit is all about. It's your story, nigga. It's your everyday life. Mike Tyson, another motherfucking transmutator, nigga. This nigga went from being stupid, in front of everybody. Now look at this nigga now. I love you, baby. This nigga. Come on, man. Mike is that nigga, in and outside the fucking ring, nigga. And he's showing you that now. You know what I'm saying? But because we are such a violence culture too, niggas don't talk about his transformation. But I'll bet you when he whooped somebody's ass, like he did like just a couple nights ago, or a few months ago, whatever the fuck, right? When that shit happened, this nigga was on the news. But he got a motherfucking podcast when this nigga is talking that shit, showing his transformation. None of that shit's getting played, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But the real niggas see you, nigga. You know, and you been fucking with them Haitian niggas anyway. So you already know. You already know, King. Salute. Of course. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? How he transmuted that thing. You know what I'm saying? Then this nigga's a wisdom. Come on, listen. His true spirit, he was that Ogu energy. He been always a nigga that practiced what he preached, man. Now he got to know better. What you're seeing here, you know what I'm saying, it's just the flip side of him. Pick a boo, nigga. I see you. Shit. It takes one to know one. But you want to talk about the violence, man. The bitches he raped. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But I hope if you see this, you will understand what I'm talking about, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This is a society. And this nigga's, Now, this society now is afraid of talking. Now, this is the society when Johnny Jackson had the titties out, went crazy. Y'all niggas, come on, man. Y'all went crazy on some bitch. I had the titties out. Chris Rock had this shit. A 40-year-old TD shouldn't be doing this. This is a reflection of your collective consciousness that was out in the fucking news. Come on, man. Understand the collection's consciousness. This is all mental. That's what makes it the belly of the beast. That's how you are being conditioned for greed and stupidness. Most importantly, that's why it's also important for you as you're going through the journey to understand culture. That's why I talk about culture. And this is what I'm reflecting that's taking place in our culture right here, right now. How come they wouldn't talk about this nigga and his evolution? Or when this nigga go to jail, the minute, yo, if he does something like this, like that again, and his podcast, like, goddamn, like, shit. Can you imagine the news be like, oh my God, there we go Mike Tyson. He went from being this harsh brother, and now he's smoking his Todd. I'm saying, and he's having a podcast and talking to people, helping people, talking about knowledge. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. And then do you know what they tell you? Those shit don't sell. But it's not going to sell because that's not the condition of them. You know what I'm saying? That's not how the people are being conditioned. You know what I'm saying? That's why the whole marketing process doesn't give a fuck about. They looking for what you're saying that you're not saying. You know, like the way I just broke down the whole culture about these women not seeing how they are not equally valued, so they turn into men. And that's what the culture is promoting. And now you have the battle between the sexes. You have niggas having podcasts, and this is a whole circus. And that's what I see. I'm sitting with the elders. Like, oh my God. Oh shit. But hey, I came here to work. I'm going to do my work. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you could get outside of that bullshit. Nothing exists outside of itself. The Kabbalion says that. I love the way they put it together too. Nothing exists outside of itself. Meaning, shit, I'll give you another example. My arm. If I cut my arm out right now and throw that shit on the floor, that shit means nothing. Man, I could use this arm, pick it up, and whoop somebody else's arm. But what I'm trying to say is it means nothing. That's why it's not about the... In our society, as spirituality started to develop and people started to learn about individuality, that's why they say, fuck the community, it's all about individuality. It was so short-sighted. Whereas it's the other way around. It's all about the community. But you can't be about the community without your individuality. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about the market, people are selling their shit, you gotta come out with something, baby. What you got to offer? I'm working for y'all motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I know what I'm talking about, believe me. And myself and I would be having this conversation all day, every day. I'm just giving you a sneak peek of what's been taking place outside of what you don't see, nigga. You know, that's where the whole teaching comes in. You know what I'm saying? But trust and believe. What's taking place outside of this is this shit, nigga. We're cosmic, man. But anyway, I'm not going to keep you too long. You know what I'm saying? Again, the Kabbalion, I'm tapping into that shit on a whole different level. I'm going to be talking about different aspect of the all, because the way these niggas broke that shit down, I recommend it. It's public, whatever the fuck, right? You could Google that shit, not even Google that shit. Put that shit on YouTube, listen to the audio. But again, there's certain parts you will not be able to hear though. That's why this shit, you cannot approach this knowledge with your intellect. Until you have to become a transmutator. Because when you're toxic, you don't know you're toxic. Well, you got to change that energy. And the next recording, we're going to tap more into that. But I wanted to give you pretty much, like the underlying foundation of what the Kabbalion really is talking about. The laws is nothing but a fucking extension of that true self, the essence. And now the laws now is going to help you to identify, help you to correspondence for you to go in. Understanding it's all mental, gender, it's all around you. For you to become the living mind. I see, bro, Mali.